Alright, so let's look at this problem. There's a lot of variables going on here. There's 4 variables. Now, it's hard to start. Don't start with x if you don't know what to do. So first I will just do what you know what to do. Okay, first thing I know is that 70 and w are opposites. So that means 70 and w have to add up to 180. So that means 70 plus w has to equal to 180. Well, if that is the case, I subtract. It means w equals 110. Bam, easy. Same thing here, 85 and z. So that means 85 plus z equals 180. Well, if I subtract that, z is going to give me 95. So right there, just knowing from my previous, what you just learned today, I was able to solve 2 of the 4. Okay, let's kind of erase these. Make some more room. Alright, the thing here, it says BC is congruent to CD. So BC is congruent to CD. Okay, remember, if that's the case, that means these two arcs, this arc and this arc, even though they don't might not look like it, they are, are congruent. So whatever this is, this has to be. And the way to figure that out is let's follow 70. 70 has to go here and here. So you can see 70 is an inscribed angle. It goes to what I just drew. That means if this is 70, if you remember your inscribed angles, this has to be 140. And we know that because it's 170 times 2. So this whole thing is 140, and the yellow is congruent to the purple, and they have to be the same number. That means the yellow's 70 degrees, and the purple's 70 degrees. Okay, pretty simple. All right, Z is now 95. And W is now 110. Okay, so now there's a couple ways to do this from here. What I'm going to do, it don't matter if you find X or Y first. And there's a couple ways to do this. I'm going to find X first. I just looked at it first, and I feel like finding it. I'm going to use 85 degrees. If I follow my lines here to C and A, my line that I just created goes from A all the way over here to C. I moved it so it doesn't cross over. So we know from B to C it's 70. We know that. We know that we know that blue highlighted all the way to 170. Now if you're saying that, like, hold on, how do you get 170? That's 85 times 2. Because once again, we're talking about inscribed angles. Inscribed angles are times 2. So if I know the whole blue is 170, I know the purple is 70. That means the rest of the purple from here has to be 100. Alright, so we know that this part is 100. We know that part's 70. We know this part's 70. The question is, how do we find that part? Well, all 4 must add up to 360. So if you took 360, subtracted by 100, minus 70, minus 70, I bet you're going to get that number. Let's do that. I'll just do my calculator. 360 minus 100 minus 70. It's going to be 120. So that means if I took 100 plus 70 plus 70 plus 120, I can guarantee that it's going to give you 360. So with this, and if you didn't want to start, I start with W and Z. If you wanted to start with X and Y, you could actually do that. There's nothing wrong. I just started with what we know and kind of build upon what we've learned.